I'm here this morning to talk about our meeting yesterday with Attorney General Daniel Cameron, where Tamika Palmer, Janiyah Palmer, Breonna's sister, Bianca Austin, myself, and Sam Aguiar were present with Attorney Daniel Cameron and members of his staff. The purpose of that meeting was for the Attorney General to personally extend his condolences to Ms. Palmer and the family of Breonna Taylor. That was the first time that he had personally spoken with them. During the meeting, he did indicate that he did not reach out previously as he was fearful that it could compromise his investigation. He did not divulge any of the details of his investigation, but said that he is waiting on ballistics from the FBI, as well as interviewing some additional witnesses or re-interviewing witnesses that they may have already spoken to. He did not give a timeline. However, it is our position that we're not going to wait forever. We do want this resolved quickly and accurately.
As we sit here over 150 days later after this tragedy that should have never happened, Attorney Baker and I met with Mayor Fisher in the city attorney's office, and we had a very positive, productive conversation about how we try to work together to heal this city beyond just getting justice in the criminal matter for Breonna Taylor. We look at what have happened in other cities across America who have dealt with similar unnecessary, unjustifiable, and senseless killings of black people by the police, whether it's Minneapolis. We saw what they did. They immediately terminated all those officers. They immediately called for charges. We see in Atlanta with Rayshard Brooks, the mayor called for the termination of all those officers and called for charges for all those officers. But right now in Louisville, people are still waiting after 150 days for these officers to be arrested and charged. They're still waiting after 150 days for these officers to be terminated. Don't try to take their First Amendment rights to assemble and protest from them. Work with them. Don't come challenging them because they're young people and they may not make perfect decisions. And God knows the city leadership has not made perfect decisions either, or we wouldn't be here. Right, Lonita?
Correct.
And so let's look for the future John Lewises in those protesters, because you might have the future John Lewis right here from Louisville, Kentucky, who's out there marching through the streets saying, "Say her name."
Because at this point, it's bigger than Breonna. It's bigger than just black lives. It's about bridging the gaps between us and the police. It's about bringing back the communities. It's about just being able to stand up for each other. And there definitely shouldn't be another Breonna Taylor anywhere. It's definitely bigger than Breonna.
You all remember that police report? That joke? I mean, a 2-3 page report? Slap in the face. Talking about there was no forced entry. Talking about that there was nobody injured. How can you say that to this mother? And so this is what we have to address, but we expect, hopefully before 200 days, charges to happen. Justice delayed is justice denied. When white men take over the Michigan State House with semi-automatic weapons Nobody pepper sprays them. Nobody tear gas them. Nobody shoots rubber bullets at them. Nobody calls out the National Guard on them. Nobody is militarized to confront them. But when young black people start marching in the streets saying Black Lives Matter, we treat them like criminals.